I'm Alise Morales.
And I'm Tamarez.
And this is
Go Touch Grass,
the podcast where we log in
so you can log off.
Millie and I are two chronically online comedians, and on this pod we break down the week in internet discourse, viral memes, TikTok trends, and niche influencer drama so that you can go do literally anything else with your time.
And if you like what you hear today and want to hear more, we got a Go Touch Grass Patreon with tons more content weekly, access to our Discord community, which is poppin', our spin-off series, Search History, where we go back and break down a viral discourse from the past. This week, we are talking about the TikTok trend inspired by a hood drama movie icon, Boys in the Hood. Yes, we're talking about the saxophones getting louder.
And I didn't know.
You didn't know that the saxophones get louder.
Yeah.
So I explained that trend, what's going on. We also had an in-depth discussion about Obsession.
Yeah,
I Love Boosters, Modern Horror.
Yeah.
I mean, check it out.
Yeah, and we assigned people to watch off campus. So keep an eye out for
Off-campus content
on the Patreon. We can assign that to you as well. Also, don't forget to check out our YouTube, where we have full video episodes up every week with extra moments you don't get in the audio. And be sure to check out our website, gotouchgrasspodcast.com, for all things Grass Nation. Wow, we're back on the mic.
We're back on the mic.
How did you have a restful Memorial Day weekend?
It was nice. I mean, the weather was ass in New York.
I know.
But the weather last weekend was nice, and I feel like the weather they're paying penance for the weather being.
Improvements are happening, but it's been like a dreary spring in New York in a way that I was like, the way that one single week of 70 degrees and sunny would heal me.
And I think it's happening. I think this is the week. The thing is, it's been like 90 degrees and then it's been 50 degrees and all this stuff.
You can't acclimate.
Yes. And speaking of acclimate, I'm excited because we took a nice restful time off, and now it's just me and you in the stew. Just us girls, so we can go deeper. We can talk politics in a way that we feel nervous putting our guests in.
Yeah, sometimes there are topics where it feels a little strange to put the guest on the spot to like give their opinion. And I will say that one of our topics today, I would feel strange springing on a guest. But I have a software update first.
Okay.
I have a quick software update first. We talked about Olivia Rodrigo's baby doll dress controversy.
Oh, yes, we did.
Very recently.
Yes.
Very recently.
Yes.
Well, Olivia went on the New York Times' Popcast to talk about her new album, and she said this about the baby doll controversy.
Rod over was like the baby doll dress.
That's been making me so upset. Not even for me. Like, I don't care. People could say whatever they want.
What does it mean to you? What does that
what's really like disturbing is I feel like I have worn outfits that are like maybe revealing on stage. Like, I've been on stage in like a sparkly bra and like little shorts and like, which is my right. That's fun. I felt cool and comfortable in that. And like, that wasn't inappropriate, but me like fully covered up in a dress that people deemed to be like childlike was inappropriate. And I just think it just like shows how we just like really normalize pedophilia in our culture. And also, it's just this like rhetoric that we're fed as girls since we're so little, which is like, don't wear that because then a man is going to sexualize your body and it's your fault. Like, it's so weird. And I didn't think that I looked sexy in that at all. I was like, this is so cool. I feel like I look like Kathleen Hanna or like Courtney Love, all these people who are my heroes. And I felt cool and comfortable in it. And like, I just think if we start dressing in a way that's like, oh, I don't want some freak to think that I like am sexy like a baby or like some crazy thing like that. Like, I just think it's like losing the plot a little bit. Yeah, I'm just very protective of like younger women and girls, and I don't ever want them to be like fed that rhetoric, I guess.
And also protect their right as they grow up to do
dress
whatever it is, whatever it ends up being.
It's like a weird cult. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't be responsible for some sexualizing you in a way that was never your intention.
Okay. So, thoughts on Olivia Rodrigo's response?
You think she listens to Go Touch Grass?
Yeah, I think that it makes it clear. She couldn't have possibly heard about this from anyone.
No one else was saying this.
No one on her team would have flagged this to her or anything like that. So clearly, hello, Olivia. We're so excited for the album.
Welcome to Grass Nation, Olivia Rodrigo. I'll see you in February 2027 if I make it that far.
Yeah, if we get there.
If we get there.
What I do feel about this is I think that this is the genius of a Gen Z celeb to say something positive about our Gen Z cohort. I feel like she Uno reversed
reversed it
so perfectly.
Yeah.
And like spoke the version of woke language that's fake. She flipped it back on them and fully said, I think that this supports pedophilia. This ideology supports pedophilia.
Yeah, normalizing pedophilia. I just don't know if we've ever had a pop star on during a press interview say the words, this normalized pedophilia.
Exactly.
So that's also why I'm like, this is kind of revolution, and it is getting a conversation. It is interesting to have a pop star even say that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just indicative of our culture today.
But she's speaking the online language, and she's giving it back to the people who gave it to her. For anyone who doesn't remember, there was all this discourse about if she was infantilizing herself by wearing baby doll dresses. We talked on the podcast about how there's actually a line between the Riot Girl movement, which is Courtney Love, Kathleen Hanna, the people that she fully mentions in this, that there's like a lineage to that, and Olivia Rodrigo and how she was dressing, and she addresses that in the clip. She's like, I know my history, you're normalizing pedophilia. Yeah. I'm gonna use all of the exact language that you're gonna need to hear to quiet this down.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to not dress how I want to because it might turn on a fucking freak.
Yeah, someone who has other problems that are not related to me.
But that was everyone's mindset for a very long time. You can't dress like this, you can't do this because there might be a freak.
Yeah.
That's not good. We don't want, that's not a good example for girls. That's not a good example, so but I stand Miss Olivia.
Yeah, we remain fervent in our stand-up of Miss Olivia. I just found the clip so interesting because, again, I feel like it shows a celebrity who is like well-versed in how the discourse takes place and how to engage in discourse and push back at this in a place where I think celebrities, even some millennial celebrities and certainly older, they don't understand the language, the terms of engagement with online discourse, and how it's like someone's gonna throw at you, you're infantilizing yourself, and that means you have to throw back, I actually think that normalizes pedophilia.
Yeah, you can't go back and be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Or no, you have to be like, actually, you're the problem, which is crazy, but like that is how it is. And like, when we go back to one of our Patreon episodes where we talk about Louis Theroux's Manosphere doc and how he could not hang with these streamers or anything because he doesn't speak the language now. He doesn't know what the arguments are. He's trying to make these guys look goofy, and these guys are getting him. And they have already, by the time his fucking Netflix doc comes out, these guys have posted 5,000 videos.
Yeah, and they've already streamed half the best stuff themselves, but with their own edit and all this. Like, it just didn't quite meet the moment, but this is Olivia Rodrigo being like, you're not gonna fucking get me.
And
I'm
these
an
guy
native. I came up, I broke out on TikTok.
Yeah.
I know what the fuck to say.
Yeah. And then, of course, the New York Times guys are like, they shouldn't normalize pedophilia. What are they going to fucking say? These like,
well, I don't think the New York Times guys were ever on the side of
they're not
going to
say anything,
people,
but yeah.
But hats off to our girl, Olivia. I'm
Hats
excited
off.
about the album. You mentioned going back to a Patreon episode. We're going back to a Patreon episode today.
Always.
So for today's discourse, we're getting into an extended What the Musk. So we've got a discourse that is also a different segment of the podcast, which often happens. You know, when we talk about being responsible with what we bring to our guests, what we spring on our guests, what we put our guests on the spot to talk about, I think Elon Musk's sex life, like, that's hard to just spring on a person.
Well, it's arguable if it's penetrative.
Not this. Actually,
they
no.
did.
No.
Okay.
We're
Elon
talk
Musk's
about
sex life.
Elon Musk actually having real sex today, and it's like,
wow, and we can't bring that on.
Yeah.
I already feel bad that we had kind of not terrible things to say about AI, and we brought Kel Kripe, who's like, okay, we can't bring that into our guests.
No, we can't be expecting them to process that type of information.
But I expect to process, and you expect me to process.
Exactly. We'll do it to each other, and we'll do it to all of you listening at home.
Oh, yeah. We care about our guest. You guys are sickos like us.
Exactly. You suffer from the same disease.
You
that we
suffer
do.
from you actually suffer worse because our Discord, people on the Discord be like, you guys should talk about this disturbing thing that I've actually never heard of MPreg.
Yeah, and
what is MPreg? MPreg, come on, Alise. I know you know it. And they're talking about it on Discourse, but like...
We have to put a pin in that. We have to put a pin in that. That is all to say that we are talking about Elon Musk.
WPreg.
WPreg, for real. Elon Musk, I think she's his latest baby mama, but
No, there's like supposedly a Japanese one.
yeah, well, that's the thing. We'll
There's
get into that as
the
well.
Japanese one.
I think she's the most recent confirmed baby
public
mama,
one.
but with Elon Musk, we don't actually
There's
know.
no way to know.
There's no way to know how many children he has, what's cooking, what's in the works for later. We can't know. But I think she's the most recent confirmed baby mama, and we will get into the rumored Japanese woman.
baby mama.
That's a whole other thing. We talked about Ashley St. Clair on the Patreon back in February of 2025 because that is when it was revealed that she was the latest baby mama.
Yeah.
And basically we did an entire breakdown about her, but as a reminder, Ashley St. Clair is a now 27-year-old American author, political commentator, and former high-profile conservative influencer. She is now positioning herself as ex-MAGA. We'll get into all of that, but last time when we talked about her, she had only begun that journey.
Yeah, well...
Last time when we talked about her, she wrote a book that's called Elephant Aren't Birds.
Yeah, it's like an
Elephants Aren't
anti-trans
Birds.
kids book, yeah.
She was living in that space. She was involved in Turning Point USA. I mean, she was on deck to get impregnated by Elon Musk. So you have to be on a certain path.
Pipeline.
Yeah, there's a very specific pipeline.
Let me tell you something, and this is why the Democratic, and we'll put a pin in the Democratic Party, but let me tell you how nothing will radicalize you to the left quicker than being a single mom.
Yeah.
And that is proven on TikTok, that is proven on Pinterest, that's proven on all the pipelines.
Yeah,
that having to deal with child support will get you into free buses real quick.
Yeah. And that's the Ashley St. Clair pipeline.
And that's the Ashley. You're like, what happened? How did she go from a far right conservative into publicly denouncing stuff?
She's Elon Musk's baby mama. I think it's like one thing to be a single mom, it's another thing to be Elon Musk's baby mama specifically. Now, she was a single mom before. She has a kid from a previous relationship. She was already a single mom. We're gonna get into that as well. When we talked about her in the Patreon, she had Elon Musk's baby and it was not going well.
Yeah.
He is not an attentive co-parent. And so she started to spill all their past correspondences, how they got together, all of that shit. She brought it to Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's when we were talking about her last time. She has continued on this path, would you believe it?
Yeah.
So she positions herself as like ex-MAGA. She talks about her relationship with Elon Musk. She talks a lot about Turning Point USA because she was involved in that. And just like the MAGA conservative influencer world generally. So she's kind of become a T account for that.
For a long time, there's a documented history of both me and you saying MAGA's really got their foot on the pulse with online stuff, and the way that they use the internet is fascinating. I don't think they know what they're doing in sense, but like they're very experimental and they try everything, and then that's why things hit.
They're
and
also willing to go with whoever gets popular for doing whatever.
Exactly.
Which is a thing that the Democratic Party is not willing to do that in the way that the Republican Party is. This guy says he loves Donald Trump and he has 500,000 YouTube subscribers. We're inviting him to the White House.
Yeah,
like,
they
I don't give
care.
a fuck what he posts. I don't give a fuck if he's Chud the Builder from I don't give a fuck who he is, what he says, whatever. He's popular online and he says he likes Donald Trump. The red carpet is rolled out for these types of people.
Yeah, for better and for worse. So her account and her things are making it more transparent of how they pick the influencers' talking points and all that stuff, which is fascinating.
Exactly. So here's like a picture of her account. This is her TikTok account. I mean, she has 246.5 thousand followers on TikTok.
We'll take those numbers.
We'll take those numbers, but that's not crazy numbers. It's not huge. But if you look at her videos, which is the next slide, you'll see that it's a lot of stuff that's get ready with me being a pick-me plus Elon going MAGA leader. Get ready with me baby trapping allegations. This is the first one I saw that broke like 1 million views.
Yeah.
Get ready with me meeting Elon plus Twitter takeover. Get ready with me the relationship between my MAGA influencer ex and member of Congress. She is definitely trying to serve salacious information regarding where she comes from. I do think there's a benefit to it.
She's going to a new population of people because younger people and more women skew on TikTok.
Yes.
And she's pretty and she's doing her makeup. The get ready with me is like simulated with your girlfriends and you're getting ready together and they're gossiping.
Exactly.
But she's doing that about right-wing shit, which you never see anyone pretty and you never see Republicans don't know how to do their makeup. It's kind of a meme.
Yeah.
And also giving that tea on these terrible people. I could see why it's hitting like 15 different ways.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so she's been posting this stuff for a while.
Mm-hmm.
She's been doing this basically since, all of this shit came out since the last time we talked about her. This is what she's getting at.
Over a year ago, yeah.
She'll get 200,000 to like 600,000 views on different things. But on May 15th, my birthday.
Wow.
On my birthday.
Powerful.
Very powerful. She posted a 20-minute long video called Breakdown of the Relationship with Elon.
Wow.
Now, this one got 4.4 million views. It is part 26 of her Get Ready With Me series. She's been doing this.
You gotta do 26 parts, guys. If you're like, why isn't my shit popping? You have to do 26 parts.
It might not happen until part 26.
It might not happen until part 26.
So we're gonna watch the first minute and 30 seconds of this, mainly because I want you to see the tonal flip that she has, literally going right back to what you were saying of like how it is part Get Ready With Me, part talking about Elon Musk and being Elon Musk's baby mama. It's fascinating.
Women contain multitudes. And that's kind of the point of Mulan, honestly. And that folklore is that she actually comes home at the end of the day from the war because women are supposed to do everything. And this, is this not giving Mulan?
Yeah. What is her matchmaker journey with that? What, if not a Get Ready With Me kind of?
Well,
It kind of does do a Get Ready With
she'll
Me.
bring
Anyway.
dishonor to us all.
Get ready with me while I talk about when things started going south with Elon. For those who don't know, my name is Ashley St. Clair. I was a MAGA influencer involved in MAGA politics for almost a decade. I know. Now, before we get into the story time, I want to show you guys something because someone pointed this out in my comments. This is the C12 serum I usually use, and when I put it on, someone in the comments said, that is really dark. It's not supposed to be that dark. It means that your serum has oxidized. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just get another one to see if this bitch is crazy. She's not. Like, how did I not notice this? Oh my God. Anyways, PSA, make sure your vitamin C serum does not oxidize because what have I been putting on my skin? So at this point, it's like late 2023, and my relationship with Elon feels emotionally intimate, okay? I don't really care how he would characterize it, but
I just wanted to show you how she flips. Get ready with me to talk about my relationship with Elon. Weird digression about my oxidized vitamin C serum.
Okay, wait. Well,
it was February 2025.
I needed to know that about
It was important information. It was
important information.
Listen, it's chock full of important information. It's just interesting to see.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
Between the two.
But is that not my fucking thoughts in my mind?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, my skincare oxidized. Oh, who is the next terrorist of this country?
Yeah. Oh, God, my last relationship. What lessons have I learned? My serum is wrong. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted you to hear that beginning. Now, this is a 20-minute long video.
Yeah, we're not watching that.
I did watch it.
Good for
I watched it.
Recap it.
You don't have to watch it. The listeners don't have to watch it.
Yeah, because they're all sickos, and that's what they come to our podcast.
You
sick fucking freaks.
You want to watch this shit.
Yeah, you want her to watch this shit.
Nasty. I did.
And we did, and we will.
And I watched it on 2x speed, so my brain absorbed an enormous amount of sexual information about Elon Musk in 10 minutes. 20 minutes worth of sexual information about Elon Musk. My brain took on in 10.
Did she talk about catching print?
No.
Okay.
No. And if she did, I would have had to cancel for the day. I would have been Millie, I actually have to go home.
Actually, I don't want to record an episode about Elon Musk's dick again. And I'll be like, every time, Alise, why?
And I'm just like, I can't do
So
it.
what did she say about Elon Musk,
here's what
her
she
baby
said.
daddy?
Her baby daddy. The big overall thesis of this 20-minute long video is that Elon acts really normal up until you're pregnant, and then he lets his freak flag fly the moment that you get the positive pregnancy test. My personal reservation is, how are you enjoying any amount of time with Elon Musk?
I know.
Like, she has one part where she's like, I don't know, before the pregnancy, I know you guys are gonna roast me for this, but he was funny. I was like, no, he wasn't.
I think
No,
he was
wasn't.
probably spending a lot of money on her and
Yes.
taking her on the private jet and
Exactly.
impressing her. That guy has money. You think she's the only woman in America who had a guy act right until they got the positive pregnancy test?
not at
And he
all.
started acting crazy? I'm saying,
It's-
but I'm not saying that Elon Musk has riz. I'm saying money makes a lot of things look nice.
Yeah.
And then if he starts acting annoying and stops paying money after you're pregnant with him, okay, girl, what's going on?
Also, maybe if you're in a conservative influencer space, he does seem like he has riz. You and
Yeah.
I hang out with exceptional to regular people.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I will never be rizzed up by
No.
Elon Musk. That's not going to happen to
No.
me.
No.
Personally, Millie and I spend a lot of time with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm not
And you know
gonna
I'm the queen of riz.
Exactly. I'm not gonna be like, that's funny, Elon. So it's hard to think about.
No.
It's hard to think about being in a
Elon
mental
would
place.
love to hang out with us. There's all these guys who even give a whiff of Elon, I run away from.
Yes.
So it's
but
like, yeah.
Ashley was not in that space because she's in the conservative influencer space.
And she's in her 20s, you know?
Yeah, she's 25 at the point that all of this is happening. She's 27 now.
God
So,
bless. God bless.
story kind of begins. She says, New Year's 2024, they had been talking, which is something we kind of talked about on the Patreon. They're talking, and as we've also discussed on the podcast, Elon Musk likes to approach random women and ask if they want to have a baby with him. This is part of his MO for a lot of reasons, both eugenicist and personal freak weird
Yeah,
stuff
I
that he
know.
wants.
I know.
It's sexual for him, and then also he has like bigger aspirations of filling the world with white or Asian babies, as we'll get into.
So he lives in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, exactly. So he spends a lot of time in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's kind of where
So he's just a normal tech guy.
He's the king of San Francisco,
Yeah,
basically.
basically.
So New Year's 2024, he basically texts her and is like, "Do you want to come to St. Bart's?" And she's like, "Yeah."
I'm sorry. That is, I mean,
It's
not
how it
from
happens.
Elon, but.
That's how it happens.
But St. Bart's and New Year's, that's iconic.
Private plane.
Private yacht parties,
whole thing.
sandbars. Look up on TikTok. If you want to get a guillotine out, but you don't have that fuel to like actually woodwork a guillotine,
Yeah.
go on TikTok and look up St. Bart's New Year's. And you will be
You'll find the rage.
You'll find the rage.
You'll be storming the Bastille.
You'll be storming. Bastille Day will come. If you, so, being 25 and a conservative influencer and having the king of conservative influencers be like, want to go to St. Bart's? I mean, I get it.
She goes, at this point, it seems like she is either at least entertaining the idea of becoming his next baby mama or has decided to do it. Either way, like the topic has been broached between them and they are actively discussing the terms and what that would look like. So she mentions that at that point, he's been very publicly interacting with her on X because when Elon Musk is flirting on the platform, it is X. Oh my God. It is not Twitter when that's happening.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
X.
Somebody calls it X Twitter. That also hits.
Yeah,
But
but
it's X when Elon Musk is flirting with women. It's X.
When he's flirting with women, he's propositioning to be his next baby mama. That's X behavior. So he's using X in the way he intended for it to be used. Yeah. She says people are starting to clock all of this interaction, and they're basically asking her, like, jokingly, but not totally, are you the next baby mama? Because people fucking know that this is how Elon Musk operates, that he propositions women in his life, his female employees, women he associates with, pop stars that he meets.
Any white woman who's like
Or
a
Asian.
5 or Asian, we don't know.
Asian. Let's not erase.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discourse going on.
You're right.
Let's
you're
not
right.
erase the Asian
Yeah.
community here.
Anybody who's a 5 and above, Elon's gonna try.
He's gonna try it with you. So I guess people are asking her this. She gets on the private plane. She's like, "Hey, just so you know, like people are kind of clocking our interactions. I don't know if you want that. what level of secrecy you want, but like maybe you should stop replying to my
Every
posts
single thing
on
I
X
post, yeah.
constantly and being like simping for me on X, obviously. This makes him laugh. He only starts doing it more. So he loves this. As we know, he loves his lore and his own intrigue and all this shit. She then goes into, and this is kind of the most interesting part, her own mentality of why it appealed to her to even do this and take this on from Elon Musk and what he was offering. So she says, at that point in my life, because I'm involved in MAGA and the right wing and I'm already a single mom, the chances of me getting married and the white picket fence and white dress, I believed that was out the window for me because I was already stained as a single mom.
Interesting.
But I wanted nothing more than to be a mom. I wanted more kids.
Yeah.
So she basically talks about how, in her mind, 25 years old, what he's offering her is, here's a way that you can have another kid, which you want, but with complete financial stability.
Yeah.
From me. I guess this is a quote from her. This is her quoting him. He told her, my only limited resource is time.
Yeah.
So basically he says, I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to parent this kid with you, but like my resources are there for you to use infinitely.
He had like a $427 billion payout from Tesla.
Yeah.
He is the richest person in the world and like by a lot.
Yes.
That's not an impossible thing. I wouldn't feel foolish for.
And I think he presents himself as, I am the ideal of a baby daddy. And
Yeah.
like, I'm going to give you access to my unlimited wealth, and I'm not going to ask for you to do anything but have the baby, and then you're the mom, and it's all good. I think he acts like he's going to be
Hands off
totally
completely.
hands off and
let
easy
you-
to deal with.
Yeah.
And then, as we know from his past history with all of his other baby mamas, Grimes in particular, because I think his son with Grimes, I think, is the one that he views as his heir to all of his weirdness. That's why
Maybe,
his
yeah.
name is X.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he's the one that he brings to all of the Trump stuff.
Yeah.
He's always, uses him as a human shield or whatever,
Yeah, well,
as
he's
people
too
say.
young. All the other ones are old enough to not want to be associated with him.
Yeah, but
publicly.
also I remember in that profile of Elon Musk and Grimes forever ago that she kind of said that that's
Yeah.
how he views this
Yeah,
kid
yeah.
and that he wants to bring this kid to Mars with him.
Yeah, weird, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, it's also like with Vivian, the trans daughter that he has, a big gripe in one of his right-wing radicalization things is that he's upset that his daughter transitioned and he didn't want the mom to make certain decisions and all that. He's not hands off. And also Vivian has talked on other people's podcasts about he opened a special school for the kids and he's kind of freaky and like it was a special private school where they learned a different kind of math and it was whatever. So it's
Great.
just he is not going to be this hands-on. I also understand the appeal. Most women are like, I'm gonna have to do everything by myself anyway. It actually, I do want to have another kid. I see how she completely got there.
Yeah.
Even a guy giving you $20 million for the rest of your life to take care of a kid is very attractive.
Yeah.
This guy has trillions of dollars. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. I mean, there are a lot of women who that is their ideal situation is I raise my kid, I deal with my kid, I don't have
But I
some
can
other
get a
person,
nanny
but I
and I can put him in the
yeah,
best
but I can
schools.
afford my life and like whatever. So she gives this mentality and then she says, without fully saying that she fucks Elon Musk in St. Bart's.
oh my God.
And then a consensual arrangement between two adults took place. I'm so... a moment of silence for someone fucking Elon Musk because that's really upsetting. And she's actually a beautiful young woman and like it's really gross.
I don't know, dude. I'm going to say this. This is her second or third conservative influencer boyfriend. I don't think she's really hitting. Like, I don't think she ever was hitting it out of the park before him.
No, but Elon Musk is a different.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Elon Musk looks like he's been left in water
Yeah, a little too long.
for like
Yeah,
a while.
yeah.
He looks like he's taken on.
It's not what I would do for money,
Yeah.
but I think there are worse things, and also that is rough. That is rough.
So yeah, just a moment of silence for that. Time to process.
Yeah,
that.
we gotta process.
So then she says, as soon as she gets pregnant, literally quote, things start getting weird.
Oh my God.
She says at this point she had asked him about his past baby mamas and he basically told her we're all just co-parents, we're all platonic. But it is at this point that he reveals to her. So I guess she's confirming. Obviously he hasn't responded really to this, but like he just says everything is hearsay and everything is a lie. So
No.
she says that he told her about an disclosed child with a Japanese woman that was related to when he went to Japan, and he went on this sort of half diplomatic mission to Japan. And she said, she kind of hinted that he was on ketamine the whole time that he was there. She said he wasn't sober. And then there's apparently a Japanese baby.
And that's important because Elon has specifically said white babies are being replaced.
Yeah.
So for him to have a Asian baby, okay, Elon, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on with your
Elon?
ideology?
What's going on?
So then she also says that there were misrepresentations, in her words, about his relationship with Grimes, who she's always calling Claire.
Okay.
She's like, well, the thing is with Claire. And I'm like, oh, Grimes.
Yeah.
Right. Claire is Grimes. He says that he saw Grimes trying to get in touch with him about their kids. So this is around the time where he's taking the kid, you know,
the kid everywhere.
around and all of
wipe
that
his
stuff.
boogers on the White House.
Exactly. She's trying to get in touch with him kind of desperately, which is we saw her doing on Twitter that one time.
She took it to Twitter?
The kids are with him. So he has them. She's trying to get in touch with him. He blocks her. So that's the type of co-parent he is. And it's not even that he blocks her and won't get in touch with her and she has the kids. He fucking has them.
Yeah.
The thing that he portrays himself as being is actually, it's the opposite. Now you are tied to this man. He has all these strings to the money. He doesn't actually want to give you the money. And if he wants those kids and he decides they're the right prop for what he's doing, he's going to scoop them right up.
And you know who does?
block you.
And block you. That's fucking crazy. And also, Nick Cannon doesn't do that.
No.
Nick Cannon doesn't do that.
No. He entraps these women with this idea that he's going to be this benevolent financial benefactor and all they have to do is have his kid, and that don't they already want a kid, and isn't this kind of the best way to do it? And then rug pulls that situation. Basically seeing this thing with Grimes is like, that's when she realizes like, okay, I have to protect myself. It's not until she's 6 months pregnant that he tells her that he actually lives half the time with Siobhan, one of his other baby mamas, the one he has the twins with.
She has like 4 of his kids.
Yeah, Siobhan
and
is
she's
like,
his date. Like I think that's his like primary partner, which is fucking crazy. And she
seems
looks
like,
kind of normal, which is insane.
He says, oh, by the way, like, I actually live with Siobhan half the year. And Ashley's like, okay, does Siobhan know about me? And he's like, no. So now she's like, you told me that everything was above board with all your baby mamas and all this stuff. Then she says 2 months after she has the baby, newborn baby is here. She gets a message from another influencer named Tiffany Fong, who I looked up, and her bio says that she covers crypto.
Yeah,
She's like a crypto influencer.
So right wing, yeah.
It didn't say right wing specifically, but crypto influencer, place that on the political spectrum what you will.
All you gotta know is that Chud the Builder, you can donate to him on Pump, which is the canceled Kick, which is the canceled Twitch, directly with crypto.
Yeah. So just take crypto influencer as you will.
Yeah.
Take crypto influencer as you will. But Tiffany Fong messages Ashley. She doesn't even know that Ashley's had Elon Musk's baby because it's still a secret at this point.
Wow.
And she goes, dude, Elon just offered to have a baby with me.
And yet another Asian woman too. So what's going on? So everything about Elon's a lie. And also, I just don't think a man who's obsessed with having 15 children is ever going to be hands off because he's obsessed with having so many children. He wants to be like, it's his own power and control. Like
he's like Henry VIII style. He's like he's siring heirs. He wants to populate the world with babies that are like him. That's also why it bothers him that one of his kids is trans, because he does see all of these children he's putting out into the world as like reflections
and extensions of him.
And he has eugenicist ideas. I guess they don't extend to Asian women. Unpack that.
Yeah,
however
unpack that.
You will.
Yeah, exactly. Well, neither does JD Vance.
Exactly. Put a pin in why conservative guys do that.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
That's a whole other thing.
We cannot get
into that. We have time constraints on this podcast. Yeah. We cannot get into the fetishization of Asian and South Asian women right now
by conservative white men. But
Elon Musk is engaging. Elon Musk is engaging in this. He has all these eugenicist ideas about putting these kids out into the world, and he does see them as these genetically superior children. That's what he's thinking. So he wants to make sure that they're all doing whatever the fuck he wants them to do, and he would see being trans as against that. Obviously, that's a backwards way of thinking, but
there are, unfortunately, again, with all this shit, There are a lot of people who think like this, who think every children they have is a mini version of them and is a reflection of their brand and their legacy. So that is why a lot of people get radicalized into make America healthy again, like all that anti-vax shit, because they can't accept, autism or any other kind of disability or anything, because that's supposed to be a reflection of them. Author Naomi Klein, I really loved her book, Doppelganger. She talks about how, part of being a parent is just you are a vessel for this new person and you're going to rise to the occasion and meet whoever you get the fucking fortune to be a parent of. And then there are people who they need to do this, they need to have this, they need to wear this hair, they need, all that shit. They need to be, so
it's so wild.
It's not surprising that he thinks that, because there's a lot of people who think that don't have the money to impose their shit.
It's interesting to me because, your child is a reflection of you and your parenting skills, but not their job or their sexuality or whatever. What's a reflection of you and your parenting skills is, are they happy? Are they well adjusted? Are they
their
good
character?
To other people? Yeah, and it's the shit that Elon Musk does is the stuff that fucks someone up forever.
Yeah.
Like, God bless Vivian, his daughter, who's had to come out here and do all this stuff. But it's not being trans that's traumatized her. It's being Elon Musk's fucking daughter that's traumatized her. Ashley St. Clair. This shit happens with Tiffany Fong. She confronts Elon about this, but she's nervous to confront him. So she talks to a mutual friend of theirs. And the mutual friend is like, you should just talk to Elon. So then she goes to Elon and she's like, hey babe, so are you trying to father another child already with Tiffany Fong? And she's like, I talked to Isabella about it. That's the name of their friend. And, she said I should bring this to you. And he was like, why would you talk about me to someone else? Now other people are going to know. He starts sending Tiffany Fong intense messages being like, don't ever talk about me. Don't ever share our messages. He freaks out.
Yeah, which is a big departure from the guy who was publicly simping for Ashley St. Clair.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. Why is the Japanese baby the one that he doesn't talk about?
Exactly. Why is
Tiffany
Asian
Fong?
Tiffany Fong?
Why can't he publicly simp for Tiffany Fong? So I hope Tiffany Fong dodges this bullet. Tiffany Fong, if you're listening, please. Tiffany, please.
Tiffany Fong's a crypto influencer. I'm sorry, we've already lost her.
I know, but
we can't be advocating. If Tiffany Fong, if you want to come on the pod,
we can talk this through.
I'm not going to save too much for Tiffany Fong.
Yeah, if you're listening, hun, don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, not now. She can't be doing it now because look at Ashley St. Clair. This guy ruined her fucking life.
So then she basically says that it's over the course of all this time, she starts seeing how much he lies about stuff, including that he comes out after the first Trump assassination to be like, I have no choice but to support Donald Trump now. Even though she's
I can't even remember which was the first one.
The first one was the kid on the roof.
Okay, around my birthday.
Clipping in the ear.
Yeah, clipping the ear.
Yeah, that's where they got. That's where
Butler,
they got
Pennsylvania.
The ear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Elon Musk only officially endorsed Trump after that, but she was like, he was working behind the scenes for the campaign and for different PACs of his for months, which obviously we know, but some people need to hear it from a direct source.
What's the people who have the Cybertrucks or the Teslas, and they're like, I got this before Elon went crazy, and it's like, no, what you didn't. For
a Tesla, I believe it. For a Cybertruck, I don't.
Exactly.
Cybertruck, I'm like, no. Number one, those came out not that long ago, and number two, this is a statement.
Yeah,
a Cybertruck is a statement.
No, that's what I mean about Cybertrucks. There's plausible deniability with a Tesla.
Yes. So, okay, she basically just ends with, she confirms what we kind of already know. So she basically goes into, this was also back in the day when she was pro-ICE and pro-Donald Trump's immigration policies, and she kind of, you have to take or leave what she says. She's like, I was into it because of national security. That's what I believe.
It's hard to take her seriously, yeah.
My views are different now, etc. So it's putting that aside, she basically says that she starts to realize oh no, Elon's views on this are rooted in eugenics and racism, and that starts to, I guess, freak her out. Again, we have to take this part with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because
it's you were pro-ICE.
Yeah, well, and this is why people have issues with Ashley St. Clair, because they're like, how much is this? How do we know you're not going to flip back? You were in it for all these years. And now she is not only going viral, she's doing liberal press tours.
Yeah, so that's what I was basically going to get to. Is no, you're very prescient.
Yeah.
You're just realizing where things are going. So she kind of ends on this note of, and also he's racist, which I'm like, yeah. For sure.
Except for it's an Asian woman that he wants to fuck,
Yeah.
which, I mean, that's most Republican men.
Yeah, like, she's basically like, and also he has eugenicist views that fuel his ideas about immigration and why he's having these babies. And I'm like, well, for sure,
Yeah,
Ashley.
well, Ashley.
Well, yeah.
kind
And
of-
if you had talked to us in, January 2025, we could have set you straight on a couple of those scores as well. That's been obvious for a long time, but okay.
I feel like watch any Netflix documentary about any kind of cult, watch an episode of SVU, watch anything like we've seen an Elon Musk type. What was it? Uncle Jesse. He did an SVU episode where he was a doctor and he kept impregnating women with his sperm.
Well, that's-
and then he gets murdered. Spoiler alert for a 30-year-old SVU episode. This kind of type has existed,
Yes.
Ashley.
There's that Netflix documentary about some like sperm bank doctor who just put his own sperm
Yeah.
and like had like 50 kids. It's a weird thing. Elon Musk's dad was like that too. All that to say, she posts this 20-minute long video. She finally breaks through, I would say. We're at 4.4 million views
Wow.
from 2 weeks ago. We'll take those numbers.
We'll take those numbers.
It goes mega viral. Now she's kind of making her way into liberal media spaces, which I think was maybe always her goal.
Yeah.
Because she comes from this conservative influencer world. She obviously can't be there anymore, either for legitimate change of heart reasons or because she's doing
Angered
what she's doing.
Elon Musk, yeah.
But either way, she can't be there anymore. So she went on Hassan Piker's stream.
Okay, yeah.
Put a pin in Hassan Piker. We don't have time.
We don't have time.
Very handsome.
Very handsome.
And that's what we have time to say.
And we have time.
I don't have
we have
time
time
to
to say I would. I would and should.
And show me someone who wouldn't.
And show me someone who
one
wouldn't.
motherfucker who wouldn't.
Not Ashley St. Clair.
Watch the stream.
Watch
and see
the
how
stream.
Ashley St. Clair. I'm like, we could have another baby daddy here. And actually, one of the viral moments of the stream, because it's mostly just her talking about stuff we actually know from having researched about how she met Elon and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
Like, that's
but
what most
it's
of it is.
exposing Hassan's
audience
to it. And it's also Hassan's audience are gettable right-wing guys that are being...
Or like left-wing guys, but they could have gone right if the right influencers kind of got to them, which is why Hassan is...
Yeah, and also like people who have been de-radicalized too.
Yes, young men
Yeah.
are seeing this. So she gave him a sweatshirt that says, "I'm not the stepdad, I'm the dad who stepped up."
Yes.
And so that's the big viral moment. And this just made me laugh. I guess they must have some kind of rapport with one another, because in the article I read about her going on Hassan's stream just said, Ashley St. Clair and Hassan Piker are known for their differing opinions on various political topics, but sometimes make fun of each other on their streams.
Yeah,
So they must have some kind of
something.
Some kind of something, but final thoughts on Ashley St. Clair. What do we think? Like, where does she live in our sense of moral justice?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, I feel multiple things. People are worried that she's a scammer.
Yeah.
And that whatever. It's that thin line where it's, you want to have everything open, you know what I mean? And always be welcoming. I think that the left and the center, but mostly the left, because it's whatever, is like they're always trying to kick people out and not embracing enough. There is room to change and all that stuff. I accept that, but then this press tour is making me anxious and all this stuff. But I do think it does take people some kind of lesson learning. So I hold space that maybe the change of heart could be genuine.
Yeah.
But the press tour that she's doing and how much she's talking about it and all that stuff is making me anxious. So I'm just keeping an eye on her. I'm not forwardly standing her. I'm not like, woo, she's the best, but she has interesting things to say. I'll watch her videos. I'll engage with her stuff. It's interesting to see.
I'd rather have her be a former MAGA influencer than a current one, to whatever extent. Who knows if the change of heart is genuine? I feel like in the same position as you, where I'm like, well, is it that crazy that a really intense thing happens to a 25-year-old and she completely changes her political views? Not
really.
actually.
Not
actually. I do think that being a conservative influencer, as Donald Trump came to power for a second time, you did a lot of damage there. And
Yeah.
I didn't have time to watch all of her videos
Yeah.
to assess her level of contrition about that. She does say in the video that I watched, she's like, I don't believe those things anymore. This is where I was. So it's kind of hard to gauge, but if her intention is to use the powers that she gained by being in the conservative influencer space to now de-radicalize people, then you know what? That's welcome to me. I'd rather have her doing that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have her doing that.
And American teen pregnancy rates were really high. And then a bunch of reforms happened around the same time that the television show Teen Mom, or 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom, which is a docuseries about all these young teen girls. And like, you're just seeing these girls who want to go to prom, want to go to homecoming, and their baby daddies are 16-year-old idiots. And there are people who theorize that the decrease in teen pregnancy in the US and that show are correlated.
Yeah.
So we just need that for Elon Musk so we can decrease the rates of people getting pregnant by Elon Musk.
We need to decrease the Elon Musk pregnancy rate.
Yes.
By a lot. We actually need to put a hard stop on it.
Yeah. So, and then I think the way to do that, as seen by Teen Mom, is we need cameras to show how they're picking schools. How much money is he actually sending? Because guess what? Ashley St. Clair's in her mom's house doing all these videos.
And here's what I'm going to say. Asian women, head on a swivel. Because he has his watery little eyes on you.
Yeah.
And he has machinations. He's putting designs on you next.
As if Asian women don't have enough to fucking worry about.
As if you haven't had to deal with enough.
As if you can't even go to your home country without these white guys acting crazy.
Now
you can't
Elon
even
Musk
this
got
and
his
that.
eye on you.
I remember one time, this is like the creepiest fucking thing. There was a high school in South Florida. This kid wanted to be a school shooter. He posted this fucking journal about like, I'm gonna kill everybody. I'm gonna blow up. The only thing that will stop me is the love of a Japanese woman. I was like, no.
We can't be putting that. We can't be putting
that on them.
We can't be putting more on your plates.
What?
Asian women.
No.
We have solidarity with you. Look out for each other. Keep an eye on the DMs of your DMs, your friends' DMs.
And let me tell you something too, because I'm on Twitter still. And let me tell you, just like these right-wing guys fetishize Asian women, these guys are like, deport everybody except for Latinas with big booties. What? But these guys are sick.
Yeah.
They have no...
These are sick people.
These are
and
sick
Elon
people.
Musk is the sickest of them all.
And Elon Musk is the sickest of them all. So are you going to have his baby?
Well, it seems like a really good deal. And he says he's going to be really hands-off. The only resource he doesn't have is time.
Yeah.
So.
If you would get millions of dollars to have a...
if the deal that he was actually offering was real, I understand the appeal of it. Just like this weird billionaire, especially for the women who didn't even have to sleep with him. It's just science and money. That sounds beautiful, but that's not what it is.
He's fucking a lot of these women. I mean, he's artificially inseminating, but he's fucking Siobhan.
Yeah, and Ashley St. Clair made it clear that
they fucked. I'm like wondering what's going on with Claire. Anyway,
Claire, if you're listening, please.
Grimes, come on the pod.
Grimes, come on the pod.
Hermana. We summon her. We summon Melissa Fuentes. We summon Cuban Tarzan.
We do summon Cuban Tarzan.
So it's time for our final segment, Grasshole of the week. And this week, our Grasshole, I mean, good God, Alise. The Grasshole is a person who should have been on our list a long time ago. And we have a clear grass hero that we're going to celebrate.
Ooh, yeah.
And we love having a grass hero.
I love a grass hero.
But first, we must go to the grass hole. Grass hole. So this person is a grass hole, but also generally an asshole. And I'm surprised he hasn't been grass hole yet. The person who we are nominating this week to log off is Stephen Miller.
Of course.
But of course. I rewatched Beauty and the Beast recently. Great film.
Yeah. And that's like a stim for me, is just but of
course. I want to give you guys a little bit of a background first. So Stephen Miller was born August 23rd, 1985, and he's an American political advisor serving up White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. Stephen Miller, who we see in this photo, was born in August 23rd, 1985, not Leo, Virgo, is an American political advisor serving as White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security advisor since 2025. He previously served as senior advisor to the president and director of speechwriting from 2017 to 2021 during the Trump 1.
Yeah. You guys remember he spray painted his hair on.
He spray painted his hair. He's a hot mess.
His wife has YOLO tattooed on her.
We'll get to the wife. Put a pin in the wife. He's considered one of the most influential figures of the Trump administrations, both of them, and the Trumpism movement. His politics have been described as far right, anti-immigration, and white nationalist. He was born in a really affluent neighborhood of Santa Monica, and he's Ashkenazi Jewish descent, and his family lineage escaped Russian pogroms and the Holocaust. Doesn't matter now because Miller has been a central figure in the Trump administration's immigration policy, including the family separation policy and Executive Order 13769, which restricted travel from several Muslim majority countries. As director of speechwriting, he supervised the writing of Trump's inaugural and State of the Union addresses.
Right, that was like the American carnage. His first inaugural had like that crazy tone that was really scary.
He is really scary, and that is why Stephen Miller is on the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of extremists.
He was very, very prominent in Trump 1 as like one of the big major villains. And we're obviously going to talk about him today, so clearly he's done something. But I think it's interesting that he's been very much more behind the scenes in Trump 2, even though he is like an architect of the immigration policy that so many people are protesting now.
We're going to talk about if he's more behind the scenes. But the thing about Stephen is that he's not just right-wing extremist, white supremacist guy. He also is very public facing antagonistic energy and like very whiny and like an asshole.
Yeah.
So,
but I feel like in Trump 1, he was one of the top 3 villain names, and now it's more people talk about Hegseth, people talk about Kash Patel.
I think that is more of a reflection of Trump stopped hiring Republicans who want to not tax or regulate any company versus these white supremacist people and loyalists. Mm-hmm. So before, out of 10 employees, there was 2 Stephen Millers. Now there's 9 Stephen Millers and 1 normal person who's morally bankrupt.
I think that's right.
Let's watch this clip from Full Frontal with Sam B, where she is talking about Stephen Miller and how crazy he is back in 2018.
Okay.
Bill. Then in January 2016, Trump hired Miller and made him his opener at rallies, where he'd do a tight 17 minutes on how every Hispanic immigrant is going to steal your job and kill your daughter, and every Muslim is a terrorist.
We're going to build that wall so our kids don't have to worry anymore about unsafe communities. How many children are dead because of our sanctuary cities? How many moms are grieving because of our sanctuary cities?
We've seen example after example in the Somali refugee program of individuals becoming radicalized and joining terrorist groups.
They say he's too tough on crime, and he's too tough on illegal immigration, and he's too tough on radical Islamist refugees.
Congrats to Stephen Miller for being the first person in history ever to utter the phrase radical Islamist refugees. And congrats to me for being the first person in history to die of douche chills. After their act did so well on the road, Trump brought Miller to the White House as his senior policy advisor and secretary of foreheads, where he's been intimately involved in crafting Trump's scariest messages and creepiest positions, from the attempted Muslim ban to the refusal to reauthorize DACA. Stephen Miller is a real American success story. He worked hard and stayed true to himself and achieved his dreams. He is the exact same racist asshole he's been since childhood, but now he has the president's ear and the power to ruin thousands of people's lives. I really have a bone to pick with the guy who wrote "Never Change" in his yearbook. Schumer and McConnell better figure out a way to separate him from Trump before they're asked to pass the janitor immigration bill.
Walk down memory lane with Stephen Miller.
that was in 2018 that we were getting warned by him.
Yeah.
So
TBT to Sam B.
TBT to Sam B. That was back in 2018. Now let's get back to 2026. Okay. In Texas right now, they're currently going through Senate races, which we can't get too into the Texas Senate races, but just so you know, right, there's the Democrats, there's a Republican. Right now, the Democratic nominee for senator for this one area of Texas is James Talerico, whose kind of whole thing is that he's this nice Christian boy.
Yeah.
He's this nice Christian boy. He's very sweet, whatever. And he was going to go against the incumbent moderate who is named John Cornyn. But John Cornyn went against Trump in a way that Trump didn't like. So instead, Trump put up Ken Paxton, who has this really lengthy rap sheet of allegations of bribery, abuse in office, felony securities, fraud, impeachment by a Republican-controlled Texas House. He covered up and under prosecuted sexual assault with children, and he had a hostile divorce from his wife on biblical grounds. It was going to be a more even matchup, but then Trump ruined it and got somebody who was more radical and more difficult to win. So of course, instead of Trump's team being, wow, we should all vote for Ken Paxton because he's great, Stephen Miller and other people are saying things about James Talerico like this. This is a clip from Stephen Miller's appearance on the Daily Caller, which is a super right-wing organization.
Yeah, it's like an InfoWars or something, or what InfoWars used to be, of
But,
course.
yeah,
but yeah, it's a right-wing media outlet.
Yes. So this is Stephen Miller talking about James Talerico, the little good Christian boy that just wants voting rights to go through in Texas.
When Talerico goes in for a blood test and he gets a physical, blood doesn't come out. Instead, soy milk comes out. This man has less testosterone than Jasmine Crockett. It is a mind-boggling choice. They would choose a person to run for that office who looks like he doesn't belong in the Senate but in a cabaret show. Look, at the end of the day, I have a hard time believing that the people of Texas, some of the toughest, roughest, strongest men and women, the pioneer heritage, the frontier history from the Mexican-American War through the Alamo and everything else, are going to choose somebody with that much soy to be a U.S. senator compared to a real conservative, patriotic, God-fearing, and truly beloved statewide figure in Ken Paxton.
So, Alise, what do you think about how he's talking about Talerico?
I mean, he's basically just being like, he's gay.
Yeah.
Texans would never vote for such a gay guy.
Yeah.
Okay. I find it's so interesting to me that the soy boy thing persists in their language. It feels so outdated to be the soy of it all feels outdated to me, but it lingers because I see it on Twitter still all the time. And when we have to look at men's rights related stuff, it is still in active use.
I think because soy is estrogen or whatever, but I'm also just, real heads know that everyone's moved on to oat milk, baby. I went to a show with this guy who was in his 70s and he's like, man buns. That's not the signal anymore. But to those people, that's what, it's so lame.
But I'm also I think that soy boy has also, it's lingered long enough that it's kind of removed from its original context of that it was the leftist coffee drinker who wants soy milk and is effete or whatever. I think that maybe young people who use it don't even realize that that's what it's from. And they just use it because people know what it means now in that sense. Either way, I mean, he's obviously just trying to say, without saying, that he thinks he's gay.
Yeah, which is really funny.
Okay.
I mean, okay. So that's who Stephen Miller is, and that's what Stephen Miller has been saying about James Talerico.
Okay.
Now we're getting into why he should log off.
Okay.
So on May 26th, the Democrats, which is the Democrats' Twitter account, it's 2 million followers, and it's the Twitter account for the official DNC.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily the most cutting edge or cool organization, right? So they post this picture, and they post this tweet. They say, "Fired up, ready to go. It's time to take back Texas."
Okay.
And it's, what do we see here?
It's a picture of Talerico in front of the Texas flag. It's a pretty classic politician picture. He's looking off into the distance wistfully,
Yeah.
ready to assume leadership
Yeah.
on the precipice of greatness, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So that was tweeted at 9:25 on May 26th.
Okay.
And the next day, the next morning, Stephen Miller tweeted this.
The Democrats made history in Texas by nominating their first transgender state candidate. 10.5 million views.
So, yeah, so Stephen Miller posted that. What do you think?
I mean, it's transphobic. It's also just weird because to whatever extent Stephen Miller is trying to say, I guess, that he thinks he looks like a woman in this photo, I just don't even think that's really true of this photo.
There are vegan rumors about Talerico. I don't know.
Vegan
allegations. Vegan. There are vegan allegations, so I think that's what they're leaning on or something. And like
To say that he's trans?
Yeah. Well, that's like Steven has taken the soy boy and now he's saying that he's trans. He's like leveled it up.
No,
but
I get that, but I'm just like, I just don't even think that this picture lends itself to
think he's
to transvestigating Talerico in this way.
I mean, we can't even get into like the logic behind.
No, there is no
Stephen
logic behind
Miller.
it. He just wants to say something like transphobic. He's moved swiftly from homophobia to transphobia. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so what ends up happening is that the official account for the Democrats responds to Stephen Miller with this response.
Shut up, you ugly fuck. Ha! That's 44.1 million views. I mean, you know what? Sometimes that's the only thing to say.
Yes.
And he is ugly, and he spray painted hair on his head.
Yes, so the Democrat account replies to him. So Stephen at 11 a.m. says Talerico's trans. The Dems are going to hire a trans guy or whatever.
And like also just on a fundamental level, a
Who
trans
cares?
person is allowed to be a senator.
Who
I know we
cares?
haven't had one yet, but like it is actually allowed, and that's not really a reason not to vote for somebody, whatever.
Yeah, so the Democrats reply, "Shut up, you ugly fuck." At this point, it has 345,000 likes.
Okay.
And 44 million views.
Okay.
44.1 million views. Jesus Christ, reading numbers. What ends up happening is that Katie Miller, Stephen Miller's insane wife, who has a YOLO tattoo, who is a conservative influencer, who has a podcast that sucks, she posts this 4 hours later.
Pauline Mangubat is who runs the @Democrats account. She's 30, unmarried with no kids. Put your name on it next time. This is what a sad, unhappy female liberal looks like. It's why Pew reports 50% of them have been diagnosed with a mental condition. And then it's a picture of like an objectively hot woman who I guess runs the Democrats account, which is really funny.
Yes.
She's like, she like looks like a babe.
Yes. So that's what happens. Katie Miller posts that, outs this girl to like basically sets her up to get doxxed.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening, so what do you think, first of all, setting up?
Well, I mean, I just think it's really funny to try to set up that she's like this undesirable cat lady and then attached is a photo of like a beautiful young woman and she's wearing a cool sweater and like it looks like she's in a library or something and she looks great. They all have weird internet brain. Going back to why they should log off, Stephen Miller's saying soy boy, he cares about this. She just cares about trying to put like blue-haired feminist signals out. It's also funny to be like, that's why Pew says 50% of them are diagnosed with a mental disorder. And I'm like, okay, well.
What does Pew say about Republicans?
And how do we know how many are undiagnosed?
Well,
what's going on with undiagnosed mental disorders on your side of the aisle, friend?
Basically, they got ratioed, whatever, by Democrats, and then for her to like, I'm gonna dox you. Like, Republicans don't play fair at all. Put your name on it. Actually, no, you put your fucking husband's name on everything. Yeah, if he's trying to get people kicked out of this country, people are gonna call him ugly.
Also, the ICE officials who work for your husband don't show their face.
Yeah.
So what do you mean that you're gonna dox like the girl who runs the Democrats' Twitter account? Also, they're the people who are like, you should never lose your job for what you say unless you say something I don't like. Like it's just all the hypocrisy that is innate to these people.
After Katie posts this, we get all these responses. Let's read some of these responses, including friend of the pod, Akilo Hughes.
Wow, great. Samantha Reddy at Family Matters. Also, I don't think friend of the pod,
but
we haven't had her on.
We're friends. She's friends. Yeah.
Friend and pod.
Yes.
Anyway, nothing you say about this woman will make your husband hotter. That's from Sam. From Akila. She's prettier than you, though, Katie. Your head is completely rectangular. From Evan D. Simone. Fuck you and your ugly husband. From Denisha Carter. Put a pin.
Put a pin in Denisha Carter.
Talk about her someday. LMAO, you're mad as fuck, mogged. And
which now we know what that means.
You know what that means. And then GL DiVittorio says, she's a hottie and doesn't have to wake up next to a racist Pee Wee Herman every day. I think she'll be just fine.
Yeah, and then I think we have more responses.
Okay, Evan Loves Wharf says, your husband is ugly. Someone else says, you look like the Temu AliExpress version of her, STFU.
Yeah, because that's, so it's a side-by-side of Katie Miller and Paulina Magnabot.
Oh, that's the
girl. That's the girl.
Okay, I get it. Great.
So who mogged who, Elise?
Paulina mogs Katie, obviously.
Okay. And then
the last one is another shut up, you ugly fuck.
All this is coming out. People are dragging Katie Miller. People are dragging Stephen Miller. People whatever. And then Paulina responds to Katie Miller doxing her with this post.
Well, now seems like a good time to share that I'm getting married. We just put down the deposit on the venue and bought my dress. LOL. I didn't end up picking this one, but I thought it looked nice. And then it's a picture of her in the mirror in a beautiful dress. And she's kind of far away, but she looked great.
She looks great. And Katie Miller responds to that and says, marrying an illegal to get him a green card doesn't count. So she goes back. Then they start publishing pictures of her husband, like her fiance, and they're like, he's ugly. Whatever. These people are grasping at straws.
Yeah. Is her husband even an immigrant?
If he's an immigrant, he's like a European immigrant.
Yeah.
Like he's a white guy.
Yeah.
He's a tall,
like
skinny white guy.
They supposedly want.
Yeah, he's the immigrants that they supposedly want. So like whatever. If he is not from America, he's like from Sweden or some shit. Paulina then gets interviewed by Midas Touch Media, which is the left-wing Breitbart, I guess, internet, and a little bit more thing. And let's hear what she has to say, and then before we wrap it up.
Gorgeous.
The title of this video says, "Ugly fuck, DNC creator claps back." So
okay.
I'm gonna press play.
I want to give you the opportunity right now to respond to Katie Miller.
I want Katie Miller to know that her husband is an ugly fuck.
Your husband came under attack today when he said like the Democrats are, perhaps going to nominate their first transgender Senate candidate, talking about Talerico, and they responded by just basically saying, shut up, you ugly F word, essentially.
Paulina Magabut, content and creative director at the DNC. So Katie Miller has been posting about you. She went on Fox and she's been talking about you, and she's made it very personal about you.
This is an anonymous account, and it is run actually by a sad liberal woman named Paulina, which is why Pew says 50% of liberal women at some time have identified that they have a mental health disorder.
I want to give you the opportunity right now to respond to Katie Miller. If she's watching this, what do you want Katie Miller to know?
I want Katie Miller to know that her husband is an ugly fuck. Stephen Miller is one of the most powerful men in the country right now. He is a White House official who is taking to Twitter to hurl these absolutely false and transphobic attacks against an amazing candidate in Texas, James Talerico. We simply called him ugly, and I think that what he has been doing is ugly. He is celebrating when ICE shoots down Americans in the street. He thinks that it's cool when families are separated, and it's just absolutely disgusting. And so, yeah, I stand by calling him an ugly fuck.
I mean, she's got it. It kind of reminds me, honestly, of the Olivia Rodrigo quote from the beginning. She's playing ball on their terms. She has
Filipinas on the internet. Filipinas on the internet.
She has a perfect response for their stuff, which is to couch it. And I think what he is doing is ugly. And then going back to like what he's actually done, which again, Stephen Miller doesn't seem to have anything to say about actually James Talerico's policies. He's just going to call him gay and transphobic shit all the time. Katie Miller doesn't have anything to say about this actual woman and her actual life or anything that's true. Whereas she's able to be like, one, repeat the insult again, and two, tie it into actual critiques of him as a powerful figure. So, yeah, I mean, she nailed him.
And the rules of the internet now are mostly things like we don't make fun of people's appearance and all that stuff because whatever, unless you are a Stephen Miller and you've done like active things that would have affected your family negatively 150 whatever years ago when your family came in, but you know, you don't view yourself in those same situations. So Stephen and his wife, they're used to going on these Fox News, on Daily Caller and whatever, and not having to hear people give them feedback.
Yeah.
Really, social media is the only way that Steve Miller hears any kind of dissenting opinion.
Like, it'll pierce the bubble that he's getting ratioed and all of that stuff. Otherwise, he doesn't have to hear any of this stuff, and he can yuck it up with Fox News hosts and say homophobic stuff and say transphobic stuff.
And they all celebrate him.
They'll all laugh, and even if it goes viral negatively, he can, like, insulate himself from that and just be like, whatever. But this is an opportunity, where you can hear directly and see yourself getting dunked on directly, and you can't stop it.
What would you do if 350 people liked a tweet?
350 million, right?
350,000 people liked a tweet saying your husband is an ugly fuck.
I mean, it would be difficult.
That would be
difficult.
I would log off. I wouldn't go and try to insult a clearly beautiful woman. I wouldn't go and try to double down on a thing that only 60-year-olds,
I would let you have to just let that pass. Or honestly, you do kind of what this woman ended up doing, and you're like, you know what I think is ugly? Your policy. Or whatever. Like, you try to play that. What they did obviously just dug them in deeper. But these people are crazy.
These people are crazy. So one last thing, talk about winning the internet. So after Paulina went on this Midas Touch thing, they actually got her a cake. And she posted this. So Alise, I want you to read the tweet and also what the cake says.
So the tweet says haters mad. And then the cake says, you ratioed Timu, Hitler, and also are hot. Beautiful.
Beautiful. And so that's our Grass Hero of the week. Our Grass Hero gets a cake, but also she gets Grass Hero. She gets nominated as Grass Hero. Paulina, you fucking killed it. You did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Stephen Miller is an ugly fuck.
You're right.
Any other thoughts on this story?
It's nice to have a Grass Hero to go along with our Grasshole. It's nice to see what people can do when they use their internet powers for good. And it's like, she's the social media. She runs social media for the Democrats. She knows how to play this fucking game and knows how to do this online thing.
Yeah.
She's not, some other politician or someone who doesn't get it or a random person. Going back to the Olivia Rodrigo quote, like, when you're dealing with an internet native, it's different.
Yeah, you can't try to sun somebody by showing how hot they are.
Exactly.
Anyway, for the crime of being an awful human being.
Yeah.
And then going on Breitbart, or was it Daily Caller, and then going on Twitter and saying someone's trans when they're just think that kids should get free lunch at school. Stephen Miller, we're going to tell you, go touch grass. And go take your wife with you.
Yeah, both of you. Both Millers. Both Millers.
Anyone with the last name Miller, go outside.
Yeah.
At least that's our show.
Wow, beautiful.
What another fucking banger.
I know. And guys, you can follow me at Pandalise on Instagram, at Alise Navidad on TikTok, and this podcast at Go Touch Grass Pod on everything.
And you can follow me at Millie_Tamarez on TikTok and Instagram, and at Millie Tamarez on Twitter. Until next time, go touch grass.